Well, we've got the second section, methodology. It can seem difficult to understand, but it's quite simple. It's simply the body of knowledge that makes you follow a specific strategy or working method. The methodology is the most boring part, obviously, because there's no practice. You don't learn it by repeating things, as what happens with drawing or technique. You just need to study it. On the following section from this seminar, there are many lessons about methodology, because I'm passionate about it, and from experience I've discovered that a good methodology together with good drawing skills is almost all you need to have a 90% good result, not only the technique. So there you have it, if you want to check it out. It's obvious that you may already know some things about methodology. You might know how to make a stencil, you may already know which work method you want to follow, or what tape a needle is. You might have certain knowledge about the theory, but I've included everything in this seminar anyway. I haven't held anything back, and I've included in the seminar all the knowledge I've acquired over my past 11 years of experience, in case there is something you need to learn. The difference between a professional tattooist and a tattooist is not methodology. The basic definition of methodology would be strategy, the method, and that is the result you achieve after studying and elaborating a good methodology. Once you know how to draw and understand something, its parts, how to tear it apart, to construct it inside your head, to know each part of that photograph. You have to know how to do that. So, in order to know how to recreate that photo on the skin, without fear or without the constantly of improvising, without getting stuck in situations that can happen during the tattooing process and not knowing how to solve them, or simply to avoid these situations altogether, which tend to happen a lot. To avoid them, then you obviously need knowledge, and this is why this is the most boring part, because nobody likes studying. I don't like it, and if you do, congratulations, because you'll find a lot to study inside this course. But normally, what we want to do is to tattoo, draw, try things out, practice, change needles, try new inks. That's why we became tattooists, because we want the fun part, but we also want a good result, and I consider that you won't achieve a good result without studying first. So, if one of your question is, for example, how to tattoo a specific strand of hair from a lion, the methodology section won't solve that doubt. How do I have to tattoo it? But it will provide other solutions that will instantly show you the solution and let yourself answer that initial question of which needles you should use, in which order, what you should take into account before starting to make this lion strand of hair, what you should consider during the tattooing process and after it, which inks you should use, which working method, in how many sections you should make the tattoo. The methodology will solve all of that. Then, we can say that if we fulfill properly the first section, the drawing one, we'll know how to draw that strand perfectly and how it should be applied, because we've done a course, or simply because a tattooist has shown us their technique and how to do animal hair. And if we know the technique and how to draw perfectly, but we have no idea about methodology, I can assure you that something will go wrong. And what we look for in methodology is knowing how to articulate these questions, such as, how are we going to make that tattoo? In which area of the body? what size should the tattoo be, or which compositions should it have, or
Ó, deixa eu te falar uma coisa.
which one do
Você
we
vai ter
want
uma
to have?
irmãzinha para nascer. Imagina se
We
cada
tend to
quiser
ask
fazer uma
ourselves these
coisa.
questions when talking about
Como que vai
methodology,
ser?
and these are the answers they should get. First,
Então
which
aproveita, cara.
materials are we going to use to make the tattoo?
Aproveita.
First, we ask ourselves that.
Aproveita
And we
pra
need
ver
to know
TV.
the answer
Quando
to
você
that
estiver em casa
question.
sozinho, aí você liga a TV, assiste
Second,
TV, tá
which
com seu
working
irmão,
methods are we
aproveita, vai
going to
brincar,
follow to
cara.
make the
Porque não é
tattoo?
assim, porque ele fica
É,
aqui.
Then,
cara.
during
Você
how
tem
many
TV,
sessions?
TV, a gente pode ver sozinho,
Are
deita
we
e
going to make
assiste.
it in 1, 2, or do we
Descansa.
need 5
Mas
sessions
tá
for
com
this
seu irmão, vai
tattoo?
brincar, pô.
Then, which guidelines do I have to give to my client before they come? And which ones should I follow
não ficava
before starting
sozinho?
the
Fica
tattooing
sozinho direto,
process?
Miguel.
Which ones should I follow during the
Eu ia
process?
falar pra ele
And
ficar
which
até
ones should I
segunda-feira, então eu
give
vou falar
my
pra ele
client
buscar ele.
afterwards?
Porque pra você ficar parado lá sem brincar, não
The tattoo can
adianta.
be finished or might need a retouch later. All of this is very important, and it doesn't matter how well you apply a tattoo. If you don't know this, many of your works will probably fail. Well, if you practice your drawing ability by drawing, what can we do to improve our methodology? You have to study, obviously. You have to take a course or have a mentor, as in the past, or simply know many tattooists and have them explain to you how they tattoo and pay attention to absorb that important information. Or, unfortunately, as it happened to me, you need to figure it out yourself throughout trial and error. But nowadays, with the new technologies and the internet, attending to a seminar like this one is a good choice, especially if the tattooist explains the work methods and everything important within the methodology field. So, some of you will surely skip the methodology, and when you open that section, you'll see many lessons, classes, and hours of content, while you mostly find videos of a guy talking all the time. I know that's burdensome, so you can start by the technique if you want, or you can switch to one or the other. Then watch a tattoo and maybe come back to the methodology part. You can do it however you want, but I personally don't recommend that you skip it unless you already know the lessons completely.